Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, whichever the case may be. Thank you to all my followers and all my friends and family who are following me as well. I'm going to talk about something today, something we all know that Chris does. Chris smokes pot all the time. I do that to keep from having to take psych meds and having to go to a doctor once a month and get blood drawn and talk to it. And then every month or every 2 weeks, talk to a therapist or a psychologist, whichever the case may be, but a therapist is under a psychologist's license. Anyway, it keeps me from doing that. Everybody knows I'm a real mellow guy, and I stay that way. I want to talk about tolerance, something I learned a long time ago when I was in the Marine Corps, very young. I met this young black man that he'd, at the beginning of every month, he'd roll up an ounce of pinner joints. And I couldn't understand why he did that. It just didn't make any sense to me. But he didn't sit around passing a joint to everybody and their buddy. He kept to himself and seemed to always be high. In the military, you get paid once a month. But after the second week, you're out of drinking money and everything else, so you're out of pot too. So you go without. Well, after you go without for about 3 days, you don't realize how little it takes to get you high again. And this young black man showed me that. It was about a week after I'd been out. And I walked over to him. He was sitting at his bunk late at night, smoking a pinner. I think he was ironing his laundry too, yeah. And he said, "I watch you white boys smoke all your dope up the first week or two." He says, "It's funnier than hell." He says, "One joint equals 3 or 4 of mine." And he was right. And he said, if I only keep to smoking these little ones, he says, by the end of the month, I'd still got about 5 or 6 left when I'm rolling up the next ounce. And he got me high off that little pinner he had. And it did get me high. I waited a day or two, and he called me over there that night. About 2 nights later, we smoked another pinner, and sure damn enough, that little pinner got me fucking baked. I could not believe it. So the next month, I rolled up about 3/4 of it in them little pinners. And after everybody was out of pot, everybody thought I was out of pot. I still had that whole bunch of pinners. And I didn't smoke for about 3 days. And I started smoking them pinners. And then it got to the point where me and that young man, we'd burn one and then burn another. He said, "You realize we're doubling our tolerance." It was that young man that brought that to my attention. And I'll be forever grateful, because I watch today and I watch people burn joints that thick. No thanks. I'll go smoke by myself, and I'll smoke. I can get 7 or 8 out of that. Oh, and it also helps to know a grower. We'll see you next time.